we are specifically looking at the D.A.M strategy. And this is going to be our last session. So let's go ahead and take a look at a quick review of what we've covered so far with regards to the D.A.M strategy. Now, some of you might be wondering, what is the D.A.M strategy? Well, I want to encourage you to go ahead and watch the video, download the audio, so that you can know exactly what the D.A.M strategy is and how to use it to help you speak more smoothly, fluently, and confidently. But just as a brief review, we talked about the D, which stands for what? Decide why you want to start speaking well, right? Decide why you want to start speaking well, why you want to stop stuttering. And we said that this is very important to make this decision because it's what drives you, it's what's going to keep you motivated, it's what's going to keep you going, okay? We said that the A has two parts. And the first part of that is to affirm your new way of speaking. So once you've made a decision that you want to start speaking well, then you have to affirm that, right? You have to affirm that. And we talked about the 3P formula. So I'm not going to go over that again, but I do want you to go back and take a look at that video or look at the articles that I've written for you. Now, the second part of the A was for you to do what? To take action on your affirmation. So we can affirm, we can decide, we can affirm, but if we don't do anything, if we don't take action, then either not much is going to happen or nothing's going to happen. And the actions that we talked about were essentially finding someone to model and practicing modeling that person. So one of the core foundations of my entire approach is on modeling, and that is on finding someone that you admire the way that they speak, you like the way they speak, and you model that person to help you create a new speaking style, okay? And there's a lot more to it than that, but just in brief and summary, that's what I'm asking you to do. So you have to take action, and you have to take continuous action for this to take place. It's nothing that's going to happen in a few minutes, in a few hours, in a few days, probably not even in a few weeks. You will see some results, right? Maybe in a few weeks, but it's going to take a lot longer than that. So that's taking action. Today, we're going to look at the M in the D.A.M strategy, and this is the final session. And the M stands for simply move out of your own way. Move out of your own way. Now, what do I mean when I say move out of your own way? Well, often we can be our own worst enemies. And what I mean by this is we can get in our own way. We can impede our own progress, right? And how do we do this? Well, we can do this in a variety of different ways. One way is we can doubt. We can doubt whether or not it's possible that we can ever speak well, for example. Is it even possible? I've been stuttering or stammering or whatever it is, and I've been doing this for decades or doing it for years. So is it even possible? I can't even see myself speaking well, right? So is it possible? So we doubt the possibility. And that doubt, even no matter what kind of strategy you're using, kind of program you're going through, kind of coaching or therapy, be it mine or someone else's, but if you're doubting, what you're doing is maybe taking 2 steps forward and 3 steps back, 1 step forward and 2 steps back, right? You're literally impeding your progress. You're holding yourself back. And we don't want you to do that. So doubting is one of the things. You can doubt whether or not there's actually a solution out there. So maybe you've tried things. In fact, I'm going to do a video today, but I just want to give you a heads up. I'm going to do a video today, and it's going to be a warning video. I talked with someone just yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I believe it was, and it almost broke my heart because this gentleman had spent $7,000 for a 3-day coaching program. I'm not going to name any names, but I've talked to other people who know about this as well. And granted, the content might have been very solid, might have been good, but the promise is that, hey, in 3 days, you're going to be able to speak well. If you follow this, you're going to be able to speak well. And I don't doubt that the content wasn't good. The content, from what I've seen, from what I've investigated, is pretty solid, right? Pretty solid theory, techniques, and so forth. But 3 days is just not enough for the vast majority of people. It's just not enough. So if someone goes, and this person went and paid $7,000 for 3 days, and maybe it's a little better, but not $7,000 worth, right? Talk to people who's paid $10,000 for, a few different programs. But the thing is, you spend the money, you try these programs. There are people who've even tried my programs, right? And they had this hope, they had this expectation that all these wonderful things were going to happen in a couple of days and a couple of weeks. It didn't happen, so now they doubt whether or not there's really a solution out there. So they just give up. They say, hey, I've tried everything. I even tried your stuff, and nothing really works. I keep relapsing back. So I don't think this is, I think I'm probably meant to be this way. Now, doubt will hold you back. If you doubt that it's even possible, then you basically just tied a rope around yourself, around your leg, and tied it to a pole, and you'll never be able to really move forward. So what should you do? Should you just go out and try a lot of different things and spend a lot of different money? Well, I'm not advising you to do that, and I want you to watch the video that I record later warning you about how you should maybe select the proper program. But if you find a solution that makes sense and that maybe challenges you to do something you don't want to do, that perhaps challenges you to be patient and to work hard, things that we often don't like to do, right? Including me. If it challenges you to do that, then it's probably the right thing, okay? But if it's promising you to provide you with some kind of success in a short period of time, then it's probably not the right thing. So you have to be wise in making your selection so that you don't dig yourself into a pit of doubt where now you're so full of doubt because you've been burned so many times that now you can't even take advantage of real legitimate opportunities. Okay? So doubt is one of those things that we can practice, if you will, that prevents us from moving forward. Now, what's another one? Fear. Just simply being afraid to do things out of our comfort zone. And this is quite normal. I mean, I'm not slamming anyone for this because we all experience this, right? But just being afraid to do something different. And one of the ways that this can present itself is we are afraid to do something outside of our identity. Now, here's what I mean. Often I hear from people or work with people who are working on creating a new speaking style. And because this new style is different than their current one, because it necessarily has to be different in order for them to speak more smoothly, fluently, and confidently, it has to be different, it makes them feel uncomfortable. So therefore, because it makes them feel uncomfortable and it may seem strange, probably stranger to them than it would to someone else, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. And so they don't do it, or they don't do it as often as they should. Why? Because they have a certain identity as to who they are and how they speak and how they speak in certain situations with certain people. It's their identity. It's their self-concept. So to create a new identity, a new self-concept, you literally have to push yourself to the point of uncomfortability, right? To the point where you don't feel comfortable, where you're out in waters that you've never been in before. And when this happens, we can get frustrated. We can become impatient if we don't see the results that we want. We begin wondering what other people might think of us. Other people might say, well, why are you speaking that way? That's kind of strange. So then we become very sensitive to what other people are saying, not realizing that the way we are currently speaking is probably stranger than this new way, okay? And people will get used to whatever way you speak after a while. So there's this fear of using a new speaking style. Right? This is just one example. There's a fear of using a new speaking style. There might be a fear, believe it or not, of accepting responsibility, right? And we talked about this either in another video or another program, and actually it was in the Joseph Factor. I don't know if you've had a chance to take a look. If you go search YouTube under Michael Williams, the Joseph Factor, you're going to find a couple of videos there, and in one of them I talk about accepting 100% responsibility for your decisions, for who you are and for where you're at. And sometimes people are afraid to accept responsibility. Why? Because they're used to being a victim. If a person stutters, sometimes they can see themselves as a victim of a disfluency, of a disease, or of something that God gave them, or something that's hereditary. So they are now a victim. They have no control over it. And when we operate with a victim mentality, we get used to it. And even though we might not necessarily like it, there's a part of us that almost enjoys, or that's at least comfortable with, it's what I call it, an comfortable uncomfortability. You're comfortable with something that's really uncomfortable. So then the person gets used to having this victim mentality. They're used to not having to do certain things, having other people do certain things, or avoiding certain situations, not having to handle or not being able to handle certain things, making certain phone calls, going out and handling certain things, or standing up, taking responsibility, taking on leadership responsibilities and opportunities. So then, now watch this, so then when they begin developing this new ability to speak, all of a sudden life changes. Relationship changes, right? Relationships changes. New responsibilities are now thrust upon the person. Now we have to start making those calls. Now, because we're becoming an excellent speaker, we now are being asked to take on leadership responsibilities because we have something inside of us that's beginning to come out. Does this make sense? So life begins to change, and the person becomes afraid. Oh, wait a minute. You mean now I have to do this, and now I'm going to be called on to do this, and now I'm going to have to stand up and do this? Yes, exactly. But it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing, trust me. So, doubt and fear are two of the things that prevent us, right? Two of the things that prevent us from moving forward and accomplishing the goals that we want to accomplish. And the goal that we're talking about today is speaking well. It's speaking more smoothly, speaking more fluently, it's speaking more confidently, right? In every situation, not just in presentations, but also in conversations. And what happens is we're unable to get out of our own way because of these doubts and these fears and these thoughts, like, this isn't going to work. I tried this before, and oh, I tried that program, or I've tried every program. I've tried your program. This isn't going to work. But the thing that prevents us is doubt and fear, but also impatience. Impatience and the unwillingness to work hard for an extended period of time. Sometimes we want things right now, and we're probably all like that, right? Or many of us anyway. We want things right now, or at least as quick as possible. And that's not a bad thing, right? That drives innovation. So we want things right now as quickly as possible. We want things as easily as possible, okay? And those two things can prevent us from what? From being patient, from hanging in there, from doing the work that we need to do for an extended period of time, until we begin to get the results that we desire and that we deserve. Fear, doubt, impatience, and the unwillingness to work hard for an extended period of time. So, these are things that if we don't understand that we have to get them out of our way so that we can move forward. If you have the tools, and I'm telling you, the tools that I'm providing you absolutely work. It doesn't matter who you are. They're going to work as long as you can, what? Learn a new skill and develop new habits. If you can do that, then this can work for you. Just a matter of how hard you work and how long you work. So the tools are here. The tools are no good if you don't use them and if you don't learn how to use them. So you can have a great tool but not know how to use it. It's not going to work well, right? You can have a great tool and not use it at all. That's not going to work. So you have to have the tool, the right tools. You have to learn how to use the tools, and then you have to use them, and you have to continue to use them until you master using those tools. The tools that I'm providing you in these programs, but specifically in the Pro 90D, specifically in the Pro 90D speech system and the coaching, which is based on the same thing, these tools absolutely work. All you have to do is get in there, be patient, learn how to use them, and use them for an extended period of time. Okay? Very, very important that you understand that. So the M in the D.A.M strategy stands for move out of your own way. And how do you move out of your own way? Well, first you have to understand what you might be doing that's impeding your progress, impeding your success. We talked about four things. Some people say, your hands are really white. So I'm going to turn it to the black side. Four things, I know you think I'm crazy, right? Four things that you can do to move out of your own way. One, or let's just say there are four things that we do that prevent us, right, that kind of get in our own way. One of them is fear. The other one's doubt, fear and doubt, like brothers and sisters. The other one is impatience. Want it now. If I don't see it in 3 days or 3 minutes or 3 weeks, it must not be working. And the other one is the unwillingness to consistently work, right? To work consistently for an extended period of time. What should we do about this? Well, number one, we have to be willing to work hard for an extended period of time. You have to be patient because we don't grow skills, we don't develop skills overnight. It can take between 18 days, a few weeks, let's say, and around 8 months or so to develop new skills or to create a new habit, okay? Take around that time, depending on the skill, depending on the habit, it can take around that time. So we have to be patient. What do we do about fear and doubt? When it comes to fear and doubt, we have to understand that they're there, and that's very natural and normal for us to be fearful of things and to doubt things. And so what we need to do is we have to be able to make wise decisions when we're choosing programs or choosing strategies. And we have to understand that, hey, if this is something that's promising me a 3-day or 3 minutes or get this overnight, then it's probably something that we shouldn't do. And we're probably going to have our expectations disappointed. And if we become disappointed enough times, we're going to be very fearful and doubtful of other opportunities that may be legitimate. Does that make sense? So what do we have to do? Make wise decisions and understand that if something's promising us, something that taps into our desire for speed and for ease, we might want to step back, okay? This is a way to protect yourself from being doubtful about everything, from being afraid of everything. All right, so that's basically doubt. That's what we do. We have to make better decisions. Another thing that we can do with regards to fear is we have to have courage. Okay, so everyone says that, right? We have to have courage. Well, how do you have courage? Well, one of the things that you do is sometimes you don't think about what you have to do, you just do it. You know that this is what I have to do. Let me not think about it. Let me just take the first step. Let me just take the first step, okay? And if you take the first step, you'll find that, you know what, this isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. This isn't going to take as long as I thought, or maybe it is going to take as long, but at least I've taken the first step. So sometimes fear freezes us from taking any steps at all. So what we have to do is take the first step, move out. You got to have some courage and take the first step. Another thing that you can do is make sure that you're talking to yourself in a constructive manner. So if we have these fears and doubts, and we know that they're holding us back, we can begin to tell ourselves more constructive things, like, you know what, I know that, I may be afraid to do this, but this is the best thing for me to do. I know that speaking this way is not nearly as bad as speaking this way. In fact, speaking this way using my new style is far more effective than using my old style. So let me just do it. Let me just do it. So we talk to ourselves, and we can often talk ourselves out of being afraid of doing something. So taking action and also talking to ourselves. Now, why is it important to talk to ourselves? Because we do it anyway. We do it anyway. We talk to ourselves and we say, I don't want to do that. I wonder what that person's thinking. If I do that, then this is likely to happen. So we're saying destructive and negative things to ourselves. So what we want to do is reverse that and use this self-talk to assist us. Make sense? There are many other ways to deal with fear and doubt. I just wanted to throw a few of them out there for you. And be sure to go out, explore other ways that you can deal with fear and doubt. But I just wanted to share those with you. But mainly I wanted to help you understand that we often stand in our own way. And some of the things that do that is fear, doubt, impatience, and unwillingness to work hard for an extended period of time. And once you know that, often you can deal with it. So I'm going to wrap it up now, and I want to encourage you to leave a comment, like this, if you like it. And if you don't like it, then I understand. Share this with others, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. Be sure to tune in every week. However, next week, spring break, and it's also my birthday, so I'll be out of town for next week. So I won't have a live broadcast next week, but I will have one the following week. Also have some exciting things coming up with our app. We have an app coming out, and hopefully I can get it out in the next few weeks or so. So be looking for that. It'll be an iPhone app first and then Android. And I think that's going to revolutionize this whole system and process of improving your speech. So make sure that you stay connected with me, because this is one of the ways that you will stay encouraged, that you'll get information, that you'll get questions answered if you have questions. There's lots of different ways for you to ask me. You can contact me via email, Google+, Facebook. Join my Facebook group. I'll put a link to that. But stay connected with me every single week, because it'll keep you encouraged and motivated. It will inform you, and it'll help you to do what? To keep moving forward, right? You won't have those little times where you might get frustrated and encouraged, and there's no one there to encourage you, and there's no one there to encourage you. So if you stay connected every week, then you're going to stay plugged in and you're going to stay motivated. Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. Won't see you next week, but see you in 2 weeks. Be sure to visit the pro90d.com, pro90d.com. And if you really want to take your speech to the next level, right? If you really want to take your speech to the next level, I want to encourage you to check out the Pro90D speech system at my website. Just go there and look for the link that says courses. Click that link, get the course. It's very affordable. It's the very best course in the world. and all you have to do is follow it. And many people say that their speech over a period of weeks or a few months goes up beyond 90%. So wherever you're at now, imagine in a few months, let's say 3 or 4 months, you're 90 plus percent. Imagine it, 90 plus percent. It took me years to get there. It can take you months. The Pro 90D speech system is the best in the world, not because I'm saying it, but because other people are getting the results who have spent thousands and thousands and tens of thousands of other dollars on other programs, and they're getting it from this one. So go ahead and take a look at that. Thank you for joining me. Look forward to seeing you in the next live broadcast.